Hello. Okay, good morning everyone. Morning. How are you guys doing? Still not awake? Huh? Early morning class, right? Okay, so we will be having our orientation to anthropology. Okay, so in this today's class, this is the agenda. So we will try and get to know what is anthropology. Okay, as an optional subject for UPSC mains examination. Okay, so very briefly about the syllabus. I shall not go into too much of technical details, etc., because obviously you are getting introduced to it now. So if I go on listing the syllabus and try to explain to you that, you would not be able to appreciate it, and it's in the early morning class it's going to get more boring. Okay, so I'll keep it very simple to get you, give you an idea as to what you are expected to know in anthropology with respect to UPSC syllabus. All right, and then what books to read, etc. And our plan, how do we approach this, okay, and what strategy that we need to take up, do in order to maximize our marks. Okay, so return on investment. So how much are we supposed to invest in this in terms of our time and effort, what we are supposed to do, and how do we get the maximum benefit out of it. All right, and then a little bit about marketing of anthropology, why anthropology is an optional subject that you should be thinking about and choosing. Okay, so these are basically what we are going to discuss today. So just relax and don't sleep, that's all, but relax and try and appreciate what we are going to discuss over here today. Okay, so before I start these topics or explaining what is anthropology, etc., so I usually generally try to give an awareness of this particular exam with respect to, by giving some basic data about this exam. So all of you are starting fresh, or maybe just few months into this preparation. All of you have a lot of hopes and dreams and aspirations to get into IAS and get into the government car, going into some family wedding, and try and be a celebrity over there. I understand those dreams and aspirations are very much real, and that is one of the major factor that motivates you. And other than that, obviously we'll have to also say that you want service oriented, you want to serve the nation, want to make the world a better place. Yes, in addition to all of that. So but you also have to know a little bit about the exam also. Now you are decided UPSC, obviously the optional subject is there only in your UPSC mains examination. So I'm assuming that most of you would want to get into IAS, IPS, IFS, okay, and some maybe IRS also. So at least these four are the main choices that you want to, choice that is there in your mind. Yes or no? It's supposed to be interactive. Okay, I know it's a morning class and it's still fresh out of the bed, but I expect you to be more interactive. The reason being this one. Like you, there are around 10 to 13 lakh people, okay, aspirants who also have the same dream, who also have the same aspirations, right? You're not just the few hundreds who are having this. Okay, there are around 13 lakhs people, okay, and then whatever 11 lakh people apply. This is last year's data. Around 11.5 lakh people applied for this examination. Is that okay? And then out of which only 13,000 people were eligible to write their mains, matlab prelims. They were filtered out in your prelims. There are more than 13,000 in just 1 square kilometer in Chandra layout. Okay, so if you measure how many aspirants are there just in Chandra layout, you will find more than 13,000 people. All right, and then interview 2,500, and finally 1,000 results. Is that okay? So what you need to understand from this particular data is that this examination is challenging only because of these numbers. Is that understood? You might have studied more in your undergraduation, if you have seriously studied that. Okay, the difficulty level is more in your undergraduation, especially if you have been studying technical subjects like an engineering, MBBS or something like that. That's even more difficult as a subject. Is that understood? So what is difficult is these numbers, unfortunately, but there's a good thing about it also. I'll tell you that. That's the reason why you are here. Okay, it is difficult mainly because of this number. Otherwise, the subject, let me tell you, whatever you study in GS, I'm sure in your GS orientation they might have told you start with NCRT. Arey, who reads NCRT? My nephew and niece are also reading the same thing, right? So school level subjects, history, modern history, what happened with Gandhiji and all, you would have studied then. What is so difficult? Is it so technical? It is not, right? So what makes it challenging is these numbers. That is what you need to appreciate. It is difficult because somebody else is better than you, that's all. Not that you are not intelligent, not that you are not able to study, or not that you are not able to ready to put hard work. The reason why you will not be able to clear, I am starting with a very negative note, it's okay, as we progress it's going to get more positive. Okay, so the reason why many of you won't be able to clear is because of this reason. Not the difficulty level. The reason that somebody else has put in an hour extra, has been much more smarter in their work, was much more fresher in 8 o'clock early in the morning. Is that understood? So that is the reason why this examination requires a very different approach than what you have been planning for in your undergraduation, etc. Whatever anybody says, this is a fact. I always have a tendency to, try to expose the fact, and many of them get demotivated and then later, over a period of time, get hyper motivated. Is that okay? It's okay to face your fear today. If you find a tiger in the jungles, you're not going to sit there and go hug the tiger. You are making an effort to run away from it. You have to make the effort only when you know the fear. You should know that the tiger is going to eat you, then only you will run away from it. Same way here also, you should know what you are getting into. It's not an easy subject, it's not an easy exam. Okay, not from the subject. Most of you think, oh, it's a very difficult exam. You might have read, and you have these memes and you have these Instagram posts by various so-called scholars who say that the most toughest exam is the UPSC exam. You crack it, you crack the life. Nothing like that. It is the most easiest exam. With my experience, I have seen the questions that are asked are the most easiest. Your engineering, whatever that NEET or whatever you wrote, CET or something like that. Those were difficult. You had to remember formulas. You have to physics or biology. You had to remember that. Here, what is there? Nothing. Something now they want to make it difficult so that they at least have that status. UPSC is making CSAT difficult. But otherwise, as a subject, it is very easy. If somebody told you that it's a very difficult examination, let me, try to nicely put it that it is not difficult exam. It's the most easiest exam. The challenging part is many of you are here writing this examination. So the silver lining to that is it's easy to crack also. You understood where I am going at this. It is difficult mainly because you have more number of people. But at the same time it becomes much more easier to crack is because you don't have to be intelligent, you don't have to be a superman or superwoman. All that you have to do is have the right strategy, right motivation, right system in place. Most of you will not be able to clear because you don't have a proper system. You come here because everybody is coming. You come and read some book because everybody is doing it. Right? You follow the herd. You don't question it. You don't see why you are doing something. Is that okay? You don't have a system in place. You copy somebody else's system which does not work for you. Is that okay? So that is the reason why many of them are not able to clear this examination. But as I told you, it is very easy to clear this exam also. And many of you, me for example, the reason why there were difficulties is because to find the right strategy took a lot of time. You will also find very difficulty if you don't have the right approach or strategy. You will give attempts after attempts until you realize how to crack the exam. You might have seen people who have cleared prelims once keep clearing the prelims. People who have cleared the mains, most of the times they clear the mains. People who have given interview will not just give one interview, will give 5 interviews. Somebody who has cleared easily will clear next year with just few effort. Why is this? You might have seen, just go do research, you will find out. Somebody who has cleared the exam and got some 600, 700 rank, next year they will give with little bit effort, they will be able to clear it off. You might have observed that. Okay, somebody who has cracked it once will be able to crack it very easily. What is this? Why is this? Are they intelligent? Definitely not. They have a system in place. All they do is repeat it. To get that system, that strategy is the difficult part. If you ask me, that is the difficult part. I will give you one book of UPSC, it's very easy, you can read it on your own. But what to read, what not to read, that is the difficult part. You will waste 2 months reading history without actually being able to crack history questions on your own. Because you will be studying something which is not required, you might not be focusing on what, when you read, you'll be like, oh, these facts are very important. You might not need those facts. You get what I'm trying to say. Same way here also. Mains examination, optional subject, everywhere it's like that. I am not going to be saying that I am a good teacher. Everybody can, somebody who has that passion to teach can teach. But I am telling you why we are good is because we are able to direct you in the right direction. As a mentor, as a guide, as a coach. Alright, so the examination I want you to realize is the easiest exam. If you have the right strategy, if you have the right system in place. So how do you crack this examination? Right, first obviously you need to work hard. Right, if you decide that no, I'm not going to get up in the morning and come, or I'm not going to study my entire day, I'm going to want to enjoy, want to give priority to those things, then obviously that's the foundation. 100%. Hard work is the foundation. But is hard work enough? You sit for 10 hours, is it enough? You sit for 12 hours, is it enough? Definitely not. Because there are people easily giving more than that. There are people who can sleep only for 4 hours, 5 hours. Okay, so what else you need? Obviously you need to work smart. Is that okay? Because there is less time. How do you optimize? How do you prioritize? Whom do you listen is also smart work. Which optional to take is a smart work. Okay, which institution to join is a smart work. You get it? So smart work starts right, immediately once you decide whether you want to do it or not. So both of them have to go hand in hand, working hard and working smart. Jugaad. You know the word jugaad? That works. Not only here, tomorrow when you become civil servants, India is such a diverse and such a complex nation and society, you can't work with the, just like A equals B. It doesn't work like that. You need to adopt jugaad. You don't have money, you need to ensure that there is social contribution. You have no system, you don't have, there's a disaster, there's a communal, you need to be able to manage that with limited resources, limited manpower. You think as soon as you get into service, everybody is just going to come and take your autograph? No. You have to manage things with limited resources. You will have resource crunch right from the day one you start your service. How do you manage that? By smart work, by jugaad, right? Then, along with that, very, very important, very key to this success is the right strategy, the right approach. Everything, which book to read, which institution to join, which optional subject to take, okay, which test to write, when to write it, which month, which target you are, which topics you are going to finish, when you are going to finish targets. See, right now you believe that you attending classes, we will do all the hard work and you will clear the exam. Does not work that way in UPSC. We are facilitators. Okay, nobody can assure you. If somebody has assured you, let me tell you, it is wrong. If you thought that, okay, by joining classes or by attending classes, by listening to somebody, you can clear the exam, let me tell you, that is a lie. It's that okay, you need to have the right strategy in place. You need to have targets. See, because how many of you are giving next year very seriously, 2024? Most of you? Yes? If somebody is planning further, it becomes more difficult, let me tell you that. The more number of years you give into this, more difficult it's going to get. Okay, we'll discuss that over when we do the classes. Anyway, so you are planning for 2024. That means 2025 you are going to be a celebrity, right? That's the plan. 2025 you want to be a celebrity, right? Good. So 2024, if you have to give, there is a strategy. 2025, there is another strategy. Every stage, every approach, I mean every target that you have has a strategy. So you need to have the right strategy, and lastly, the right mentor who is able to guide you. Not a teacher, not somebody who is going to teach you a good about that. Anybody can do that who has the passion, who has the skill set. A person with experience and knows what is right and what is wrong is required. Is that okay? So the first two is your job, working hard, working smart. The rest, the next two, is my job. As far as anthropology is concerned, our job with respect to all others are concerned. With respect to anthropology, the right strategy and the right mentor is what I can promise you that you will get. And it is absolutely necessary, because unlike your UG, unlike in school what used to happen? You had a class teacher who was always behind you. Where is your homework? Show me your homework, show me your notes, why is it incomplete? Your parents were there. Now do they go and ask you that? Yeah, as soon as you go home, your parents will ask, show me what all you did today. Show me what is your homework. Did you do your homework? Don't come for function, birthday party because you have homework. Will they tell that? Same way, teachers also will not ask you that. You need, so therefore, because the subject is so easy, you tend to drift away. Right? You read something like, hey, okay, what is that? So you tend to get drifted. So if you have the right strategy, right incentives and right ways to analyze, and you tend to keep on track. So let's say if you have a strategy, right? So you say, let's say you have to move in this way. But let me tell you, UPSC preparation phase is very volatile phase of, it's a very volatile environment. Personally, okay, externally also. Personally meaning there are times that you're going to get depressed, there are times when you're going to get bored of studying, you don't want to do it, etc. So you have a plan, it goes well. So I probably will have a class today, you are all motivated, yes, we will have a right strategy, you go study for 3 days, and then it goes down. Somebody comes and says that, hey, what is happening? Or you have a weekend class, a weekend test, right? Out of 50, you get only 10, 15 gone. You go into, a negative zone. And then your new strategy is here. So you need to again pull up your thing, then it becomes more difficult. That's why I told you, as the years passes, you are going to push yourself down, down and down. To go up, it becomes that much difficult. Is that okay? So that is another problem that you need to. So having a good mentor, having a good strategy helps. For example, self-study might help, but what will happen is we finish it in 100 classes without your effort, because externally it's happening. But when you do it on your own, after 5 days, you tend to get distracted. So the 100 days plan becomes 200 days and 300 days and one attempt, 3 attempts, and then 2026, 2027, 2028 and 30 years. By the time you come out of this, you are 30, 32 years. And all your relatives and friends are going to ask, who are you? So that's how it is going to end up. Unless you have the right strategy, right target. Now, let me just give you an idea of this very briefly. As we do classes, I will be much more, detailed about these strategies. Now, you have planned to clear this give this exam in 2024. So you're going to clear this exam in 2025. Okay, so you have about 4 months. This is 2023. You have about 4 months. You have 12 months over here and whatever. So you're just going to plan your interview then. So in this 4 months, if for example in this, if I have to just very briefly tell you, what you need to do is finish your optional and finish about 4 GS subjects. So optional should be prepared such a way that even if you have the exam in January, you should be able to give it as good as what others are able to do it. Can you do it? Definitely yes. That should be your mindset, that yes, by December I have to finish my optional. You can't keep it for January and whatever, maybe end of January, till then you can. Okay, so January, after that, February onwards, you have to focus on your prelims. So you have your exam in May and June. So February to May to June, you will have to focus on your prelims. You can't focus on your mains then. You can't focus on your optional then. You have to finish your optional by December. The reason being, once you finish May, you start preparing for your mains examination in the month of June. You can't sit and attend classes. All you have to do is revise, give tests. You can't sit and learn new concepts and all of that. So the learning part should happen here. The learning part should happen in 2023. By December, January, you should finish off your optional, and about 4 to 5 GS from mains, mainly mains and prelims point of view. 4 subjects, whichever subject is happening or whichever subject you decide, like environment, economy, geography, ethics. Finish off these 4 or 5 papers, because you can't have learning when the year that you give your serious attempt. The learning should happen, majority of the learning should happen before. You are in a better situation, not so good also, better situation, because you have started early. Okay, so you have about 4 or 5 months by which you have to clear your optional subjects and some GS subjects, etc. You do this from February. You start your prelims preparations by giving test series, etc. You clear your exam in May, write your exam, hopefully clear it, and then you will have about 3 to 4 months by which you will give your mains tests, etc., and you will try to enhance your skill sets. And then October will be your examination. This is the first strategy that you need to keep in mind. And then individually you keep targets. So this is the first target that you should have. What is the target? By about December, January, finish off your optional. Like the way you are going to give your exam in the month of January, even if you give, you should be able to get as good as what others have been doing. It's a competitive examination, and you are not going to be only freshers who are giving, it's not going to be the only freshers who are giving this exam. Correct? Those who have been preparing for 4 years, those who have already cleared the exam, those who have given interviews several times, you have to compete with them. Yes or no? You have to compete with those guys. So how do you do that? By these strategies. You prepare with a proper goal and target, you can match them. If not, they will obviously be better than you. So 2024 will not be your attempt, 2025 will be your attempt, and you will clear in the year 2026. Like, hey, yeah, okay, 2, 3 years, 4 years. But let me see, you on an average, let's say you are all 23, 24 years, correct? Average age would be that of this classroom. So next year you are going to be 25, 2024 you are going to be 26, 2026 you are going to be 27. Right, your first or second attempt you will clear, if at all. You will be very young when you clear the exam. 4th attempt, 30 years. 5th attempt, 31 years. 6th attempt, last attempt, 32 years. So age goes very quickly like that. Okay, so as it becomes, that's why I told you, the more attempts you give, or you decide that you'll give later, right, it's going to become more difficult, because now you are young and you are fresh out of graduation. Okay, physically you are fit, mentally also, lot of aspirations, dream, you have not seen the failures here yet. So you are all positively charged. Okay, you are a proton now. But then what will happen? Right, even your social circle also is positively charged. All your family, everybody is all very excited. You are going for civil services examination. My God, he is that, he is this. Your friends also, okay, very happy. Like, you become IAS next year. Your first signature is going to be for me. Okay, I will come. You have to take care of me. That, this. I'm sure many of your friends would have already told you that. Okay, but then 25, they'll ask what is happening. And as years progresses, things are going to get even worse. People will disassociate from you, etc. Okay, they'll start asking what is happening, then you'll start hiding, go into cocoon. I don't want to get myself. I'm just trying to make you, make you visualize how things are going to get difficult later. Because fear is a very, I believe fear is, you need to have both carrot and stick approach. So first I always start with the fear to give you an idea, so that most of you who are, just woken up, that adrenaline rush will come in and you'll be more attentive to the class. So this is the fear of UPSC. This is the reality of UPSC. Physically, mentally and socially it gets more difficult as time progresses. So make sure you have the right strategy, you have the right mentor, you put in the right hard work, and most importantly the smart work. If you do that, this examination is the most easiest examination in the world, because you are studying, you are a graduate and you are studying school level syllabus. I'll repeat, you are a graduate and you are studying school level syllabus. It's the most easiest examination. If somebody has told you it is difficult, they have been just lying because they did not clear the exam. Is that okay? Fine. So with that, let me just start off with anthropology. Okay, what is anthropology, etc. As I told you, I'm not going to go into the details of the syllabus, okay, but just getting you introduced to what is anthropology. So I'm sure some of you might have already done the research, what is anthropology, never heard of this subject, okay, until you started preparing for civil services. Somewhere on YouTube, some topper said, okay, I took anthropology, I cleared. Okay, somewhere you were seeing, they said that these are the optional subjects you can think about. Alright, so anthropology for you is, it's a study of mankind. Anthropos means humankind, mankind, and logos, logi means study. So the study of mankind. So we study about the humans, everything about humans, everything. Whether it is their society, whether it is their culture, whether it is their biological aspect, whether it is their origin and evolution, okay, we study in anthropology. Everything that is man is studied under anthropology. There is nothing that anthropologists cannot study. Can anthropologists study economy? Definitely yes. Can anthropologists study political system? Definitely yes. Do we study tribals? Yes. Do we study modern society? Yes. Do we study the origin, evolution, biology? Yes. So that is what anthropology is. There is nothing that limits the discipline of anthropology. It's a science of humankind. So everything that man has created around us and everything is related to mankind is studied in anthropology. The environment, the flora, the fauna, pollution, what we have created, urban, the economic institution, the political institution, everything is studied. All aspects of humankind, social, the society, how we organize ourselves, the culture, the way of our life, behavior of people, culture. Why do we behave like this? Why are we so crazy people? Why do we have religion? Why do we have marriage? Why do we have, various political institutions? Why did we have to have a law and order system? Right? So we study the cultural aspects, we study the biological aspects. Why are we different? People in India are very different from people in Europe, people in America, people in Australia, in the polar, in high altitude. They're all different. Why are we different? And how did we originate, and how did we evolve? We for a long time believed that we just appeared on earth. Okay, mythically it was created, God created. Now we have evidences that no, God created us. We are like any other organism. We have evolved. How did we evolve? Okay, so those are the things that we study. And therefore the branches. Sociocultural anthropology is one branch. Physical biological anthropology is another branch. Linguistic anthropology is another branch. And archaeological, where we study the human past. These are the different branches. Anyway, so all that later point of time we will debate and discuss. Now, this is something which you need to visualize before you decide whether anthropology or any other subject. Now in your syllabus, okay, I have divided the syllabus into 5 parts. You will not understand it when you read the syllabus. This is how I have organized. See, because I am a strong believer in strategy and systems. So I have planned it according to the way you can better understand. So we have it, I have divided the entire syllabus into 5 parts. The first part we discuss about socio-cultural aspects of humans. Society, what do you mean by society? Group of people interacting with each other is society. Agreed? Yes. What is culture? What is culture? The way people behave is culture. The way of people's life. You get up in the morning, you eat breakfast, that is culture. The clothes that you are wearing, that is culture. I make a joke, you smile, that is culture. I scared you, you got scared, that is culture. The language I am speaking is culture. People's behavior, the way of life of group of people is called as culture. So we study society and its culture. There are many anthropologists who are intrigued by why people behave a particular way, and they have studied them. That's what we are going to study. I'll give you an example later. Part 2 mein we are going to study about Indian society and culture. Paper 2 is mainly Indian, paper 1 is the theoretical part. Is that okay? Paper 1 is theoretical, paper 2 is more Indian oriented. So we study about Indian society, caste system, religion, alright, the value system in India, Purushartha, Artha, Rina, Karma. What a karma? Right? Karma. It is a 10 marker question. Karma. Why do you have karma? Is karma a fate? Right? Many Western philosophers, thinkers, religious scholars try to undermine Indian philosophy by saying that karma is fate. Arey, you are stupid, you think it is fate. We don't think it is fate. We are the owners of our karma. We don't believe in fate. If somebody said karma means fate, it is wrong. Because you don't know Indian society. You don't know Indian culture. That's what we will be studying. Westerners said karma is fate. What do you mean by fate? Fate is divine origin. God has told that you are going to have this fate. You are going to be born like this, you are going to die like this. It is written in your fate to become a civil servant. It's not. You decide what you are going to be. You put the right hard work, you put the right strategy, then you can become civil servant. That is karma. Karma means you are owner of your own future. You are the owner of your own destiny. Such beautiful concepts. I don't tell usually, but we can apply it even in our ethics paper and essay and all of that. We don't believe in fate. It's a misrepresentation of India, and that has become popular. We believe in controlling our own destiny. We believe in working hard. Even, Krishna told Arjuna in, Bhagavad Gita that you are in charge of your own fate. Doesn't use the word fate. You are control of your own future, destiny. So you do your actions rightly, with the right approach, right strategy, right mentor, put in the right hard work, you will clear. Anyway, so in paper 2 we will be discussing these value system of India. We will be discussing about caste system. We will be discussing about various theories relating to Indian society, like why Indian society is changing. What are the factors leading to its change? Westernization, modernization of Indian society, things like that. Part 3 we study tribals. Half your paper 2 is to do with tribals and marginalized communities. Like your GS paper, what is their problems, what measures have been taken by the government, how do we approach their problems, what is the administrative system of tribal areas and things like that. Part 4 we study evolution. See, these are all distributed in different parts of the syllabus. This is how I have organized it. Part 4 we study evolution. Okay, origin and evolution. Evolution is two things. One, cultural evolution and physical evolution. Humans are the only species on the planet Earth to have culture. Do you have any other animal who have culture? No. It's only humans who have culture. We study the evolution of every organism, but humans may also have culture. So we study how culture has evolved. Phone, for example, mobile phones, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. It's evolving. Culture also has evolved. 2 million years ago, the cutting edge technology was a stone. When we knew how to hold the stone and use it to break somebody's head, that was a revolution. Is that okay? From there we have evolved. and today we use technology in a very different way. That back then the technology, the cutting edge technology was a stone nicely carved with sharp edges. That was a cutting edge technology. Okay, if Steve Jobs was there alive then, he would have explained the benefit of those stone tools to all his people. He would have said that this is very lightweight, it is very useful, throw it, it will break their head, the stone will not break, you can reuse the stone, like that. That's how it has evolved. We then invented fire. Oh my God, fire invention led to another revolution. We now could have barbecue parties. Right, and then afterwards we started to use mechanized tools where we could make an object go faster. And we could hunt bigger animals. Then we started to domesticate plants, and then we started to domesticate plants. Another revolution. Because we were no more in the mercy of the environment, we could control our environment. By domesticating plants and animal, we could control our environment. No more we were at the mercy of the environment. We became the in charge. We started to play God. We became in charge. And then we got little crazy and started to destroy everything. Like how we are creating pollution and things like that. So this is evolution of what? Culture. Then we have evolution of human physical aspects also. We were walking on 4 legs, jumping from tree to tree. One day we decided, let me have a walk on the ground. Then we started to walk on 2 legs. Our hands got free. We didn't know what to do with our hands. Okay, so we started to manipulate objects around us. We started to invent tools. We started to take these tools and give it to our spouses. Had a very good relation with them. Right, then we started to build houses and things like that. That's how, physically, then we started to eat good food, so our jaw and all started to reduce. Our hands started to become much more finer. Yeah, so things like that, we physically evolved. So we have to study physical and cultural evolution. And in the fifth part, we study the biological aspect of humans. That means why humans are different, what is race, things like that. So biological anthropology studies human biology. Okay, not from the zoology point of view or medical science point of view, not from that detailed point of view. We generally study, because ultimately the human variation is because of biological difference. So the basis of all human differences is biology. So we study about why people are different, Mendel's law, Mendel's principles and things like that. So this is how our syllabus looks, as simple as that. Sociocultural, Indian culture, tribals, evolution and biological anthropology. Okay. So as I told you, the first part, sociocultural, we study what is culture, we study what is society and the various institutions, marriage, religion, kinship, okay, political system, all these institutions we study. In anthropology, basically we observe, like a creepy person, we go stay in their society and observe and write down. Okay, this is what is happening. Morning they get up at 8 o'clock, go to class. Okay, and then after class they have breakfast. Okay, they have breakfast. Okay, then they have tea. Okay, they have tea. So they make observation, describe it, analyze. Then they say why these people get up early in the morning and come. What is their motivation? Why are they doing it? What kind of karma they are doing? Okay, then they compare it with another society, another place, etc. Generalize it and come up with theories to explain why people do these things. This is what anthropologists do. Observe, describe, analyze, meaning why something is happening, compare and generalize, and finally build a theory. Okay, so that is what anthropologists do in sociocultural anthropology. I'll just give you an example just to keep it interesting on the first day. We study about marriage. Alright, so for example, in terms of marriage, we have very simple ones that we see in our society. Monogamy. Gamy means marriage, mono means single pair. So you have a husband, you have a wife, male and female, a classical example. Monogamy, most popular or more commonly seen right? But obviously you know that there are different marriage other than monogamy, right? You have polygamy. What is poly? More than, plurality of husbands or plurality of wife. You have one husband and multiple wife, good for him. Or you have one wife and multiple husband, good for her. Is that okay? So that is polygamy. So in that you have polygyny, polyandry. Gyny means women. So polygyny means plurality of wife. Polyandry, andry means man. Poly means plurality of husbands. So there are society, you might be surprised, but there are society where one woman marries more than one husband. Matlab will marry more than one man. Okay, it's also equally common. But is this the only type of marriage? So anthropologists are not happy. They want to study more. They have also found group marriage, meaning there is plurality of husband and plurality of wife. For example, there is a tribe called as Khasa in India itself, Jaunsari in the Himalayan region, Uttarakhand. So you have a tribe, Khasas. So among them you have polyandry. Okay, so you have polyandry. What is polyandry? Andry means men, poly, plurality of husbands. Okay, I'll add another word, fraternal. What do you mean by fraternal? In our polity also it's there, no? Fraternity. What do you mean by fraternity? Brotherhood. So what is fraternal polyandry? Marrying all the brothers. So let's say there are 3 brothers or 4 brothers, one wife, okay, marries all the brothers. Okay, you are laughing at it because it is unique. But anthropology will make you sensitive to appreciate this diversity. They will be laughing at you. Only one wife, only one husband, and they will be laughing like this. You get it? So, for us, culture is what we do. All other cultures are alien. But anthropology will make you sensitive, make you a better person, better administrators. Tomorrow when you go and see different cultural practice, like there are stories that they eat dogs, they eat cat, they eat, horses. Westerners will say, oh my God, they eat dogs. Arey, you eat, buffalo, you eat chicken, you eat, how is it any different? Both are animals only. Just because you have it as a pet, you believe you don't want to eat it, but others feel that they'll keep chicken as a pet. They'll be like, oh my God, you're eating chicken, my God, my poor chicken, So it makes you culturally sensitive. You get it? So this one over here, group marriage, like, yeah, we are all happily living. Why you are getting married to only one person? You won't get bored. Will be their doubts. And they'll be laughing at you. Yes? So I'm just trying to make you realize that there are so many varieties in the society. So what happens here is fraternal polyandry. That means you have one wife and they marry all the brothers. But it is also seen among this society that they also add one more wife. They add one more wife. Okay. So then what is this now? You have plurality of husbands and you have plurality of wife. Technically what is it? Group marriage. Polygynandry it's called. Is that okay? Anyways, the terms we will see later. These are all examples. Is it only type of marriage? No. If you see among the knowers, there is women marriage. Women marriage. Now you can say no, here also people are there, but it is socially approved. Look at us, we are still fighting cases in Supreme Court to legalize same-sex marriage. And look at these societies. They already have legalized same-sex marriage. Women marriage is allowed in knowers. Dhoom dham se they will do. Women marriage. Okay, among the Azande there is man marriage. Now you can say that happens everywhere. This happens openly, I am saying. As a social norm, it's allowed. People celebrate it. They will not say, oh, what is happening, oh my god, ye kya ho gaya. They won't tell like that. They will say, it's okay. Azan day, male marriage. Is that okay? So like this, there are so many different varieties. And now, as I told you, what anthropology, they observed, they recorded it, they analyzed why it is like this. They will say, for example, polygyny is seen in those society where women is more than men. Polygyny means marrying more than one wife. More than one wife. Why would you see this kind, or where would, that's what anthropologists do. They will see that man population is less than women. Let's say there is 900 men and there is 1000 women. So there is shortage of men, and marriage is required not just for reproduction, but it's required for so many other purposes. So women have to be married, men have to be married in a society. So in this case, what will happen? These 100 women are addition, correct? They will remain unmarried. They will remain unmarried. So what is the society as a device invented? What have they invented? They have invented polygamy, allowing these 100 women to marry another man who is already married. Is that okay? You get it? So because there is shortage of women is one reason why you can have polygyny. Another reason is they want to have more number of children. So more number of wife means if a man marries more number of women, how many children will he have? Obviously more, na? Yes, if he marries only one wife, the entire reproductive age maximum around 15-20 children he can have. But if he marries 20 wives, 1 year only he'll have 20 children. You get it? So if you want to have more number, so that's why you might have seen the kings, the rich earlier used to marry more number of people. Why? Because they wanted to have more number. Our kings and all, what did they do? Did they have one wife? No, they had more. Why? Because they wanted more number of children. You get it? So like that. So we see why do they marry, etc. Then if I come to this nuance, what anthropologists do. So women marriage, why is this there? Very interesting. So among the nuance, if after marriage, if the woman is not able to have children, she is barren, she is not able to have a child. So children is again very emotionally important. It's important because in those religion, religiously, if you don't have children, you will not go to heaven, whatever is the story. So having a children is very important because you want to pass your lineage to the next generation, otherwise it will die with you. So having children is very emotionally important in many society. So if a woman is not able to have children, okay, this society allows her to marry another woman. Okay, so women is allowed to marry another woman because she is not able to have a child. So she marries this woman and she becomes the ritual husband of this woman, and this woman is allowed to secretly have an affair with somebody else and get pregnant, and she will have a child. Now the child will belong to whom? It will belong to this first woman. This is nothing but surrogacy. You get it? Today we are still fighting for it. We are enacting laws. We are so primitive. You get it? Those societies are so advanced. They had surrogacy back then only. You get it? As a part of ritual. Is that okay? Correct. Now surrogacy means what will happen? You hire another woman to bear your child when you are not able to have a child. This happened in Noah's back then only. Same way Azan day also, due to shortage of women, men for companionship can marry another man. Okay, so like this anthropologist will try and describe, analyze why it is there. That's what makes anthropology interesting. You don't get bored because you study all these features, why it happens, etc. Okay, so that is what is this example helping you understand. Is it all? Is marriage not evolving? Is it not changing? It is changing. There is something today where, yeah, there is sologamy. Okay, sologamy. Array, who wants to take the burden of your, spouse? I'll be happy. I will get married to myself. I'll pamper myself. Valentine's, I'll buy gift for myself. I'll be saving money. I'll keep myself happy. My emotions are for me. So these practices have now already started. Sologamy, not yet legal, but it has already started. In India, for example, last year, for the first time, okay, somebody declared that they are getting married to herself. 24 years old Kashma Bindu tied knot to herself is one of the first reported sologamy in India. In India it is new, but in other nations like South Korea, they are already having honeymoon packages for sologamy. Is that understood? Okay, since 2014, travel agency in Kyoto is offering self-marriage practice for women. Honeymoon package for them. For themselves. You get it? This is what anthropology does. It studies the unique cultures of different societies and tries to make us sensitive to them by analyzing it, trying to understand why it happens. No more we will be laughing at it. We will understand, yes, why it is happening, what is the reason behind it, etc. Is that understood? This is what anthropology does in socio-cultural anthropology. Just another example, if you talk about religion, just to make it a little bit interesting. Religion, right? So you might just think, okay, there's Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, and everybody is breaking each other's head. But there are so many more other types of religion. Okay, animism, worship of spirit, animatism, worship of energy, okay, fetishism, excessive emotional attachment to a particular object. You might have seen politician holding lemons and all of that. That is fetishism. I am not talking about it, okay. So fetishism. Then nature worship, okay. Then totemism, where you believe that you are a descendant of a particular object, plant, animal, and you worship that as a totem. Totemism is where you believe that you are a descendant of a tree, of bird, eagle, vultures, tiger, lion, and you worship that as a totem. So that is totemism. Ancestral worship, okay, monotheism, right, single god, and polytheism, right. So these are some of the different types of religion. Anthropology studies that. Why do you have it? How is it changing? They also study what is the purpose of religion from a functional point of view. Now all of you might be, some of you religious might get hurt by me saying this, but religion is man-made. Religion is man-made because we invented religion for a purpose, is what functionalists say. Okay, functional theory says that why do you have religion? What is the function of religion? It's a man-made culture. We have invented it because unlike today where we have law and order, police to keep us controlled, back then we did not have it. Society was so primitive that you did not have police, law and order, IPS, all that they did not have. So people would have behaved crazily, they would have gone killed each other, they would have lied, they would have been dishonest. Society would have been thrown into chaos. Agreed, all of you? Society would have been thrown into chaos. Now for example, you want to go jump around, you find a nice mobile in the shop, down only, Purvika mobile store, let's say. You like the mobile, you'll go take it and come off. No, you'll not take it and come. Why? Even though you are like, so passionately in love for that new phone, you won't take it and come. Why? Because there is law and order, there is CCTV camera, there is people who is watching you, you will get arrested, you will go to jail. But back then, thousands of years back, you did not have law and order, you could simply go and take somebody and, something and come off. What would prevent you from doing that? For example, religion. Fear. Right? When you go and take, God will get angry. You steal, God will get angry. You lie, God will get angry. You are hurting somebody, God will get angry. Is that you cheat somebody, God will get angry, you go to hell. Another function I'll tell you. Tomorrow you have prelims exam. What do? You, along with doing revision and all, you go to religious places. Okay, you will go and offer 100 rupees, get one banana, half coconut, right? Go 3 rounds, 6 rounds, 9 rounds, whatever. Before the results, which all temples you will go. Why do you go there? Does it going to create, suddenly all the prelims, it marks on its own? No, why do you go there? It reduces the fear. It reduces anxiety. It brings order in our mind that everything is going to be fine. I have worked hard, now God will take care of everything. And then aram se you will go and give your prelims exam. Otherwise you will be having lot of tension, fear. Let's say you wanted to go for a very difficult voyage. You buy a new car. What do? You break coconut on its head. Why? Because by doing that you believe that you will not meet with an accident. Aram se you will drive at 120 kilometers per hour, thinking nothing will happen to you. Because you have stuck one lemon under it. Nothing will happen. Politicians also, what do? They will do all, backdoor stuff. Then hold a lemon, nothing will happen to them. Why? Fear. Yes? So if you want to have order in society, you want to have order in self. Now I can always tell you, if I was a spiritual leader, okay, over here, I would have told you, along with this, the best strategy is every day get up in the morning, take one lemon and put it around your table, and rotate it 360 degrees and put it in front of it. 100% you will clear next year. Okay. So if I tell you that, if I am able to convince you to do that, see now you are laughing at it, so I am not able to convince you. But if I tell you that, what will happen? You will be highly motivated. Yes, this lemon, every time you see that lemon, what will happen? Energy. You will start, that energy will come. Every day morning you get up 8 o'clock, I am not able to do it. You see lemon, suddenly energy will come. If I am able to motivate, that's what religion does, no? Correct, no? They will tie something to your hand and ooh la la, you will become Superman. They will throw some holy water on you, gone, you are Superman. Correct? What is this? It is nothing but motivation, nothing but bringing order into your life. Life is very chaotic, life is very difficult, not just UPSC, life in general is difficult. So religion helps you to do that. And there are society which did not have religion before. What did they have? They had magic. We have magic also, we study about magic also. We will do some magic also in the class. Okay, we study about magic as part of religion. Correct, no? You have seen many of our Babajis etc. do like this and give you things. That is nothing but magic. Again, magic's purpose is same as that of religion, to bring order into the society. You have seen black magic and all, no? Voodoo dolls, and they put, you don't like your friend, if I don't clear, my friend should not clear, so you take your friend's photo and you start pinching it. That is magic. Why? To bring order into society. Voodoo doll or witchcraft, things like that. You might have seen. Those are also magic. See, for example, Azande have witchcraft because they had lot of chaos in their society. And whenever something goes wrong, they blamed it on the witch. Same way, even in India, why go so far? Recently, last year, in Jharkhand, in one of the villages, there were people killed in the name of witches. Why? Because there was a disease that was affecting their village, not COVID, some other disease. So people thought it is being done by the witches. They started panicking. Okay, so they had witchcraft. So these are all like religion, magic. So this is what anthropology does. Why do we have religion? Why do we have magic? And why do we have people like this? Why do we have people like this? There is so much problem in society. Yes, why did people rely on these things? There are so much of problems in the society. And these people give you a hope. Correct? You don't clear after 2, 3, 4 attempts. What do? You are panicking. You go and ask what to do. Right? It reduces fear, tension, brings order in your life. is what we study in anthropology. So it's just a introduction to what do we study in anthropology. So we try to study these institutions, marriage, kinship, etc., observe them, study them, understand their variations, classify them, build the theories. Various institutions like marriage, family, kinship, okay, economy, political organization, economy also. For example, when you go to somebody, your friend's wedding, okay, you give 100 rupees, 101 rupee. What do that person do? He'll say, oh, this person gave 100 rupees, writes down. Okay, this person gave me 100 rupees. In your wedding, what will happen? Same 100 rupees will come. Reciprocity. That we study in economy. Correct, you might have seen ceremonial exchange. Right, recently Varma Lakshmi was there, you might have seen the things that they give with that. Has no utility at all. Correct, no, they give you one small doll, they'll give you 1-2 bangles, they'll give you 2-3 eledke and all of that. What's the utility of it? It is ceremonial. So there is ceremonial exchange, right? Religion, okay, language. These are the institutions, different varieties, how it is there, why it is there, what is the theory behind it, all that we will study over here. This is what sociocultural anthropology do. We study their theories, anthropologists' theory, to study the origin of culture, behavior of people, why there is variations in the society, why do people behave in a particular, you might have seen YouTube and social media is filled with that. Everybody justifying their own culture. We need to have this law, we need to have this law. Women have to be dressed like this, men have to behave like this. Yes, because they believe their own culture is the right thing. But anthropology is not like that. We try to study why there is variations in the society. Alright, and there are so many theorists like this which we will be studying here. Classical evolutionists who study how culture has evolved. Diffusionists, they study how culture invented and spread. Functionalists who study why do we have culture. Okay, culture personality, how culture shapes personality. Don't you think it is different? Personality of people in India is different from personality of people in US. Do you agree? Yes. Why is it? Because of culture. So we study all of that, and what all methods they use, field work, observation, things like that we study over here. This is what is there in sociocultural anthropology. Okay. The part 2 is Indian. As I told you, Indian may we study about the traditional Indian society, the value system, etc. We study the caste system. We study the impact of religion on Indian society, other religion like Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism. We study social change that is occurring in India as a result of westernization, modernization. We study how it is happening, Sanskritization and things like that, how media is leading to social change, how Panchayati Raj is leading to social change. Okay, we study about Indian anthropologists and their contributions to the study of caste system, to the study of gender dynamics, etc. Okay, we then study about Indian villages, okay, the housing pattern in Indian villages, the gender dynamics in Indian villages, the agrarian relationship in Indian villages, because majority of the people are, when probably this time was believed that they live in the rural areas, majority of the economy was agriculture. So if you want to understand Indian society, where do you have to go? You have to go to the villages. Okay, then you have study of minority communities like religious minorities, linguistics, all like general studies. Okay, marginalized societies like OBCs and things like that. Demography of Indian population. Okay, the population rate, birth rate, death rate, fertility rate, what are the factors that affect it, what changes are happening, what is its impact, population change, fertility rate. Earlier people used to have a dozen children. Today, 2 children, 1 child. Tomorrow we have to bring a law to make them have children. Society is evolving, demographic system, structure is undergoing change. That's what we study in Indian anthropology. Very simple they are all. Probably socio-cultural, we take usually 30-40 hour classes. Indian 10, tribal 10, 10 to 15 classes. We finish it off very quickly because they are very simple. Paper 2 in hardly 30 classes we can finish it off. Okay. 250 marks worth. Then you have part 3, that is tribals. Okay, so tribals and some other communities also. So tribals, classified the tribes, their problems. Since tribals are dependent on forest, the forest policy and its impact, administration of tribal areas, social change among tribal areas, impact of Hinduism on tribes, impact of Islam on tribe, impact of Christianity on tribals, modernization, industrialization, urbanization on tribes, alright, contribution of anthropologists to the welfare of tribals, their welfare program schemes, etc. That is what we study in part 3. Along with that, some other things like regionalism, communalism, okay, ethnic movements, all that also will be part of it, because tribes and other aspects may we study all of that. Is that okay? This is part 3, tribal anthropology. Part 4 may we study evolution. So evolution, two things, one is cultural evolution and the other one is your physical evolution. Evolution. So cultural evolution. So as I told you, initially the first thing that we invented was stone tool. So evolution also is like that. Stone tools, stone means lithic. So we have stone ages. Then comes metal age. Okay, then comes industrial revolution. So we don't have to go into that because we only study the prehistory, not the history. Prehistory means that part of the history, that part of our past which is not having a written record. That is prehistory. History is history optional subject, not us. So prehistory, mainly stone age and metal age before history. Metal age before history. In India we also have proto-history, that is Harappan civilization. We have written but we have not yet deciphered it. Proto-history it's called, between history and prehistory, prehistory and history. So prehistory is divided into stone age and metal age. Stone age is classified into old stone age, middle stone age and new stone age. Old is paleo, paleo means old, lithic means stone. Paleolithic, old stone age. Mesolithic, middle, meso means middle and neo means new, neolithic. So after that we introduce metal along with stones. We did not just leave off stone, stone also were used to make chutney and all, stone only was used. So you have lithic, chalco, chalco means copper. Okay, so chalcolithic, along with stone we started to use metal. Okay, then copper bronze age, we started to add other elements into copper to make it much more efficient, like tin and all that, to make bronze. So copper bronze age, and then iron age. Iron age leads to a much more complex society, civilization, which gave rise to writing and therefore history. Okay, so that's why later parts is not part of our syllabus. We just have to study these things, Paleolithic, Mesolithic. So that's how stones were used back then, cutting edge technology, and as anthropologists we try to study how it evolved and what were their features. Meaning, what were their housing, what was their economic activity, what were their gender division, did they have religion, did they speak a language, how did they make these tools, what kind of tools did they use, what kind of animals did they hunt, etc. Same way, we also study physical evolution. We study the basics of evolution like Darwin's theory, okay, chromosomal theory, Mendel's law. These are all theories to explain evolution. Survival of the fittest, UPSC as an example. Survival of the fittest. There is so much people, only few will survive. Darwin said the same thing. There is so much population but only few will survive. Who will survive? The fittest. Who will be that fittest? Who have the right kind of variation. In biology, in UPSC, the right kind of strategy. Okay. So then we will also study the different stages through which humans evolved. Homo erectus, Homo sapiens, Neanderthal, you might have heard, that's what. So Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Neanderthal and modern man. 5 stages mein we have evolved. We were walking on 4 legs. The first person to walk on 2 legs is Australopithecus. How it happened, what were their cultural features, what were their physical features, etc. we will be studying. That is physical evolution. And a little bit about evolution in India. In paper 2 we will be studying. Once we finish it here, we will go to paper 2 where we study about India's prehistory. Paleo, Meso, Neolithic of India. Okay. Then we also study the proto-history of India, that is Harappan civilization. We study post-Harappan, that is Vedic civilization, and some fossil evidences also from India. In India, your luck, we don't have so many fossils. We just found 3 fossils in India and we have to study them. They are called as Ramapithecus, Shivapithecus and Narmada man. One we found in Narmada, one we found in Shivalik Hill, so we called it Shivapithecus. And then Rama got angry, so we named the other one Ramapithecus. Okay, so that's how we have named them. Okay, that is part 4 of your anthropology. And the last part, part 5 is biological anthropology. Alright, so in biological anthropology, basically what we study is human variation. Why we are different and then its application. Okay, so why we are different, what is the basis of the difference, genetics and environment, culture and other things. So that's why we study about little bit about genetics, meaning how genes are transmitted from one generation to another. How genes are responsible for particular character. That's what we study here. And then we started to find utility of these branches. That means we started to use this knowledge for health benefits, for devising better nutrition, in forensic anthropology, in sports also. We used this knowledge in sports, like in Australia and all, they are doing genetic study to identify which gene is responsible for better athletic performance. You get it? Okay, so there are genes which helps you to metabolize more efficiently and therefore you can be a better short runner or long runner, whatever. So those kind of gene studies have been done by anthropologists. Even here if you go to SAI, I mean it's not to that extent at least, but we are trying to do these, it's called as kinanthropology. So these knowledge about genetics, human physical difference, etc. Like for example, basketball, you need to have a particular physique. Swimmers, they need to have a big chest volume, then they can be a better swimmer. Weightlifter should be short so that they will be able to lift it to a very shorter distance. If that fellow is 7 feet tall, you have to lift the weight for 7 feet. Boxer, and this one what, footballer for example, footballer medium height so that the center of gravity is at the backer end so that he'll be more agile. You have seen Pele or Ronaldo or Messi, they are not tall, 7 feet tall, 6 feet tall, they are not so tall, they are short so that they can go under each other's leg and go off. You have seen Nigerian runners, marathon runners, they come, Bangalore marathon, etc. How are they? Thin, like only bone covered with skin. Yes, because of their adaptive ability there. So this science is kinanthropology. We study that, not the technical part, we study these things. How they are better, how do we do it, okay, how do we compare. So those things, applied aspect of it. So we study human variations, we study the genetic basis of human variation, Mendel's genetics, how these things are happening, chromosomal abnormalities. Okay, we study race and racism, why people of different parts of the world are different. We study ecological anthropology, that means how humans are adapting to their environment. High altitude, they are different. Cold region may they are different. Hot may they are different. Is that okay? Now you go to Himalaya for a trekking expedition. Okay, and then you jump, when you are going trekking, okay, the local guide, he'll be jumping from one place to another, like, आओ, jaldi karo, and you feel very guilty. Oh my God, I am getting old, or I am not, I have to go back and do a lot of exercise. Don't feel guilty. If your knowledge in biological anthropology is good, you will not feel guilty. You will know that you are not having the genes that gives you that adaptation. They have genetic ability of high lung capacity, high blood volume, high hemoglobin content, higher breathing rate. Okay, so therefore they are better. Don't feel guilty. Your knowledge on anthropology will help you do that. Same thing, you come here, you eat, pani puri on the street, nothing will happen to you. But the same thing, that fellow comes and eat pani puri, gone. 5 days hospital. Why? Because you are adapted to the, pani puri over here. That knowledge you will get from this. How you adapt to your environment. People in the equatorial region, okay, they have a darker skin. Not that because they did not use Fair and Lovely, it is because of genetics, because of evolution. It is good, don't have to worry about it. It is good that you have they have certain particular type of skin, because it gives them the resistance from harmful radiations which is direct in the equatorial region. UV rays are much more direct. Insulation is, in geography you will be studying. So to protect them, our skin is producing melanin pigments. It is more in equatorial region because it gives you more protection. In your Eskimos, if they have melanin pigment, they will die of vitamin D deficiency. So it is adaptive. Don't have to worry about all the guilt because you have knowledge on physical anthropology. Growth and development, what are the factors that affect growth? What are the different stages of growth? How nutrition, how economic factors, how social factors, how biological factors affect growth and development. For example, if you see the average height of Indian women and the average height of women of European countries, it's very different. The reason is cultural. Patriarchal society, the kind of food that we consume in India is very different from European society. But today if you see the present generation, the future generation, even the girls are quite tall, taller than their mothers. You might have seen, mothers will be short, the daughters will be very tall because of nutritional difference. Mother would have been neglected in their family because of patriarchal, better food would have gone to the son, daughters would have got neglected. But now things are reversing. All this you can understand a multiple dimension in growth and development. Demography, population increase, decrease, stages of change, etc. and applied anthropology, meaning like nutritional anthropology, epidemiological anthropology, forensic anthropology, kinanthropology, that is sports anthropology. Anthropology today is used for designing equipments, defense equipments, helmets, seat belts, aeroplane seats. Is that okay? Aeroplane seats are different in India and in other countries because anthropologists told them people of India have this particular structure, people of US have different structure. Mobile phones, which mobile phone is beneficial, etc. They do studies. Door knobs, helmet size, the shirt size you might have seen, no XL. XL here is different from XL in other countries. Again, anthropologists have told that this is how it should be. Designing of equipments. Is that okay? Fine, to not just improve the efficiency of your life, but also improve safety, improve comfort, improve aesthetics. Is that okay? Like McDonald's in India is very different from McDonald's in US. Who have told that? Culturally sensitive things you have to introduce. If they introduce beef in McDonald's over here, they will burn it down. Correct. If you introduce pork in Saudi Arabia, they will burn it out, burn it there. So the pork and beef which is available in US McDonald's is not available in India in Saudi Arabia. For example, in Korea and Japan, it is fish that is most common in McDonald's. Who has told all of that? What is the basis? It's all anthropology. That's what is applied anthropology. Is that okay? That's all. That is what is there in anthropology. Very briefly, you can go through the syllabus now later at home and see what is it, what topics are there, etc. But you want to understand, as we do classes, when we do each topic, I shall give you what we are going to do, which part of the syllabus. Once we complete everything, you will get an idea, because it's not organized well, the syllabus. The way we understand would be better this way. Alright, so that's what this one. Some facts I think you all know, or do you want me to tell you about the optional papers, how it is? How many papers are there? 2 papers. How many marks? 250 marks, right? Morning one paper, afternoon one paper, 250 marks for 3 hours. right? So there will be 8 questions. There will be 8 questions, 50 marks each. In each paper there will be 50 question marks ka 8 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of this 8 you will have to write 5. You will have to write 5. 5 into 50, 250 marks. Is that okay? And in the first question you have 5 questions, 10 marks each. Second, third, fourth, 6th, 7th, 8th you have 15 marker and 20 marker. I don't know whether you need to think about it right now, but this is how it is. What I am trying to say is maximum you will be writing for 20 marker and minimum you will be writing for 10 marker. And number 1 question and number 5 question is compulsory. All that I will tell you, maybe the welcome document that you will all get will contain all these information, you can go through it. So I will be sharing in the group, there is a group that has been created, so I will be sharing all the documents that is necessary for you to analyze it, which book to read, how the exam pattern is, previous year questions, everything I will share it to you so you can go through it. Okay, so first question and 5th question is compulsory. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. From that you have to answer any 3 questions. Such a way that either you have to choose 1 from 2, 3, 4 and 2 from 6, 7, 8 or 2 from 2, 3, 4 and 1 from this. So section A, section B. So either you, okay, these are compulsory, right? So 1 plus 1 and 1 plus 2, section A and section B, or 1 plus 2, 1 plus 1. So compulsorily you will have to attempt minimum 2 in each section, that is what it is. So you will have options. So now I told you 5 parts are there. How is it divided? So section A will contain evolution and paper 1 ka section A will contain evolution and sociocultural. Section B will contain biological. In paper 2 section A will contain Indian, section B will contain tribal. That's how it is. Anyways, if you are not getting this, it's fine, leave it. Okay, so this is how the papers are divided. 2 papers. Paper 2 contain Indian and tribal. Paper 1 contain evolution, sociocultural and biological. Okay, so that's how you have. So candidates have to attempt 5 questions in all. Alright. So therefore, what does it mean? That, see, this is what is the strategy I am telling you. Okay, out of 8 questions you have to write 5. So you choose which one you will be writing. You master that subject, you are good in something, you excel in that. So that you choose that kind of question. Studying 100% would not be necessary because you have options. Okay, that's what is an example. So now how do we address this? Very simple. First, let's try to understand it. Knowledge, we'll build the knowledge. Okay, that is what do you say? It cannot be compromised. You have to have the basic knowledge, theoretical idea, concepts has to be clear, because the kind of questions that is asked, the way you write, okay, depends upon how much knowledge and clarity of thought that you have. So we need to understand, we need to do that. There is no shortcut, no guidebook. I cannot give you this question, this answer, write it. It'll be like in school we used to have and we used to put question, 2 lines and then write answer. Same question would come in the exam. That doesn't work in anthropology or any optional or any UPSC. You need to have conceptual clarity, so your answers are going to be beautiful. Then analyzing it, interrelating topic, etc. And then presenting, how to write better answer, what do you need to focus on. Okay, so those things, these are the things that we try to do in the class. Okay, very systematically, very organized. Everything, when you get the handout, you will know which class mein which handout will be given, it will be there, so that you will know what to do it, what to do and how to go about it. There are workbooks that I will give you, in which you will write, so that it will also give you a better, pictures will be there, photographs will be there. Okay, so these workbooks will contain that. I will be giving you a lot of handouts. I will also be giving you textbooks, or one textbook you will have to buy. Okay, so this is how it is. So the timetable is like this, about 100 classes on an average, plus or minus, depends upon you. If you are good, we might reduce the hours. If you need more attempts, more time for me to explain, we might have to increase. About 100 classes, this is how the classes will be conducted. As I told you, 5 parts, yes, 5 parts and 5 tests. For each part, you will have a test. So that at the end of your class, you should have at least had the experience of writing answers. There is no way more that I can stress on answer writing. It's very, very important, because by writing these tests, you expose yourself to your weakness and then you can make corrections. Otherwise, you will be surprised in the exam. Keeping it surprise, no, I don't want to know, I get tension. Correct, no? Most of you might be thinking, I will not give test because I have not read syllabus. I will not give test because I will get scared, I will get demotivated, then I will not study. You will find hundreds of reasons. My stomach is aching, my that is there, my this is there. But the most important part, if I have to stress on, is these tests, because it exposes you to your weaknesses. And then you can plan your strategy, because everybody's weakness is unique. Some might not be able to remember facts, some might not be able to structure their answers, some might not be able to whatever. So you need to understand your weakness, so we can help you understand your weakness, and then accordingly you need to study. Yes, so this is what it is. Now how do you master this? Very simple. Anthropology to finish in 4 or 5 months is very easy. What you have to do is what we do in the class, understand the concepts, the stories, the ideas, etc. That is what I will be helping you to do. Even though it is simple, a well organized idea if you have in your head, the information will be coming out very nicely in your exam. Then notes for everything, so that you don't have to do all the hard work, etc. So as we have seen, 20 marker maximum. So 20 marker ke liye you require 250 to 300 words. So minimum what we will have is this much in your notes, so that if then they ask 20 marker, even if you have 10 markers, you have the notes ready. So all that you have to do is, after understanding, is remember this notes, the keywords, headings, etc. in these notes, so that you can replicate the answer. Revise this repeatedly. No need to do anything new, no need to read anything extra. Everything what is required for you to do and read, I will tell you. Instead of reading, write more, is my approach. Then there are facts that you have to remember. Every exam you have facts, GS, optional, you have certain facts that you have to remember. Names of anthropologists, case studies, etc. So make a list of data, facts and case studies for quick revision. Micro notes, not detailed notes. Our notes that we give in class is detailed, but that you will not have time for revision quickly before the exam. So what do you need? You need something to quickly revise. Those are your micro notes. That I will tell you how to do in class. You can keep doing it, changing it as and when you progress. And then answer writing. We'll start with weekly tests, answer writing, so that you get into the habit of writing and how questions are asked, etc. And then probably we can always once we have these tests, then you will get a better idea. So the way you present it becomes more important. That is a very simple strategy for anthropology. So if you decide to take anthropology with me, you don't have to worry about anthropology at all. Just follow what I tell you to do religiously, okay, with a lemon in front of your table, as religiously as that. I can guarantee you that you will have a smooth sailing in anthropology, not a problem at all. Alright, now some marketing, why you should take anthropology. I usually don't do this, okay, but for you to just keep in mind while deciding, what if somebody has not yet decided anthropology as an optional subject. So why we need to choose anthropology? I mean, if some of these things are if you have not yet decided to take anthropology, this anthropology as an optional is easy to understand, not at all difficult. Okay, there is no some very technical topics are not there, because we study everything, we study it very superficially. Now genetics, we don't go into the genetic part technically, we study the superficial. Okay, we study the economic aspect, we don't go superficial, we go only we don't go in depth. So it's very easy to understand and very interesting also. Yes, because as I told you, marriage, kinship, right, so many, it's going to be humorous a lot of time, interesting a lot of times. Like for example, when we study about the ecological anthropology, how the Sherpas of Nepal, what kind of adaptation, their lung capacity, how it is different, how their blood system is different. Is that okay? Like for example, when you see desert people, okay, the Kalahari desert, those who live, they live with just very bare minimum, and in the night it goes -degrees, but yet they are happily sleeping on the ground without anything. We will be shivering, we will not be able to survive, but those guys will be able to do that. There is something called as blunted response among them. We will see how do they do these things. So when it gets to that level, it gets very interesting. Sports anthropology, nutritional anthropology, epidemiological, like how Ebola virus spread, how did, not from the technical, not the virus and all, we study how cultural, like Ebola virus in Africa spread mainly because of their death ritual practices. Okay, it's a transmittable disease, so there had to be certain precautions taken before, I mean for the burial, those who got affected, like how COVID we saw, no, we need to maintain quarantine, like that Ebola virus spread mainly in Africa because of the ritual practices. So all these from anthropological point of view, when we study, it will be very interesting. Less to remember because there is less facts, less information. It's not so much research subject, especially socio-cultural in India. So therefore, what has happened in the past is that only we will be studying still. Okay, less to remember. It's a very new discipline. Started just it's 100 years old, 150 years old subject. It's not like we study about Greek philosophers, ancient philosophers, medieval philosophers, nothing like that. No philosophy. We study only the modern ones. 10 people are there, we study them. Because it's a very recent, it was all studied in different discipline, anthropology, for your fact. Why it's not yet known in India? Did you guys know when you were writing CET, I want to get into anthropology? Did you know that? You never knew what anthropology as a subject was. Because in India, it is a master's degree, majority of the universities. People don't know. Sociology, after that, people might take anthropology. In Europe, it is under psychology. Because culture is what? Human behavior. Psychology studies human behavior. In some part it is part of history in some universities. So therefore it is whatever leftover subjects. So you have less information over here. It is scoring because of obviously limited information. Less effort is required. Okay, not many standard textbook resources, information is there, limited. So therefore, whereas other subjects, lot of research is happening, lot of contemporary changes, dynamics, etc. is happening. So therefore, it is expected you to keep evolving your this one. Like for example, you have a theory, in other subject you have a theory, they'll criticize that theory. That criticism was criticized by somebody else, and then they'll be criticized. So you'll be like, which one they're asking? The question will be such that you'll not know how they're asking. That doesn't happen over here. And anyone can master the subject because it has for everybody. Okay, whether it is biology, whether it is culture, whether it is Indian, everybody has something or the other to be beneficial from. Whichever background you are, you can master it. And it will also help you in your GS and in your administration in the future, etc. Alright, because and even in your life also, it makes you a better person. Okay, just add on benefits of anthropology. It just makes you a better sensitive and also you will have a lot of interesting stories to tell when you meet people. So you will be the center of the party telling that what happened in among the knowers, this happened. They'll be like, oh my God. So all that can also help. It might benefit. You'll know how to manipulate people, based on their culture, make your spouse happy, make your boyfriend, girlfriend happy and all of that by using culturally sensitive approaches. Okay, so these things all will help you in your life also, help you in your GS, tribal, Indian, society, culture, right? Paper 1 you have society, ethics paper is there. Okay, so all these things are there, and I will be helping you also throughout your journey. So I have done my MBBS, okay, so I have authored the books on biological anthropology also, and I've been training for 9+ years in anthropology and all of that. Okay, so more than 100 of my students have already cleared. You will be one of them in next year. Okay, so this way, as a mentor, I will be able to, as I told you, facilitator and a coach to help you clear this examination. And how will I be supporting you? By making anthropology very simple, interesting, and my notes, what I give you dictated, the textbooks, the workbooks, the handouts, everything, what I have been doing from past 10 years or more than that actually, the textbooks and workbooks, answer writing, the right approaches to writing a good answer in anthropology as well as in GS, some value addition contents through handouts, case studies, so many case studies that you yourself will get bored of it, okay, then test series, etc. And also you can contact me anytime, you can usually meet me, I'll be hanging around in Chandraloit all the time, okay. So I used to stay far away, but now I have relocated near Chandraloit, only very nearby. So I'm always available. Many of my students meet me even when I am running or in the gym in cult. Many of my students also we meet. So I'm always there throughout the preparation stage. Okay, so you can approach. So you need somebody for that also. That's what I'm saying. So somebody who has taken teaching as a career is better than somebody else. So this is how I will be able to support. And for you guys, a bonus. Okay, along with these classes, you'll also get a lot of life lessons. Okay, because life is beautiful. I keep telling that. Civil services unfortunately makes life miserable. So I am there to make sure that you don't deviate from the concept that life is beautiful, because that helps you to keep motivated, high spirit, which is absolutely important. If you are in the right state of mind, you can definitely clear the exam. Why you won't clear as the attempt goes is because mentally you start becoming weak. Is that okay? That's why I told you clear in the first attempt. Every time I tell my student, first attempt is your best attempt. Okay, because as you spend more time, what happens is mentally you start becoming weak, because the support pillars around you start to break down. Today everybody is there to support. Your fees is being taken care by somebody, the stay is taken care by somebody, your family emotionally is supporting you, but as the years passes by, that breaks down. So you need that support. The life lessons would be very useful. So as a bonus, I will be giving you a lot of life lessons, and for your physical and mental, probably spiritual, as I told you one example. Now take a lemon, good lemon, okay, and keep it in your house. So spiritual also, maybe I will try to give a lot of exam strategies, do's and don'ts, okay, writing answers not only from anthro but GS point of view also, and some comedy also while at it, as you all might have realized in today's class, to keep it fun at it, because as I told you, life is beautiful. You should not struggle unnecessarily. Somebody might have told, hey, UPS is difficult, struggle, nothing like that. Previous generation, socialistic mindset, our parents would have said, we did not have shoe to go to school. You look at you, now always in mobile phone, etc. I tell them that we are struggling more than you guys. You guys were happy without wearing shoes. You are peaceful in life. We have to struggle. There is shortage in everything. So much competition. We get 99. There is somebody who has got 100. Karma, right? Because of that person, we have to suffer. Correct, no? So that's what. So we need to appreciate, those things with life. Okay. So keep in mind, life is beautiful. Enjoy it. Enjoy everything that you do here. Then only you will clear. If you make it difficult, see, already the exam is very difficult because it's competitive, not the subject. It's difficult. The whole process. By the time 2025, just imagine, close your eyes and imagine 2025 is 2 years from now. If everything goes well, 2025 you are going to clear. 2 years of your life not doing anything that is, you don't see the result immediately. You see the results of all that you are going to put. 8 o'clock you are getting morning, 100 times you have to get up to attend my class. and you don't see the results immediately. You see it after 2 years. How can I keep you motivated? So difficult it is. Because I can't give you results immediately. Other exams is not like that. School may, graduation, 1 semester you get, oh, topper, over, good. 6 months you get to know what is your state. Here it's not like that, 20, 25. So much tension, prelims results, mains results, interview, my God. So that's what is very challenging. So you have to remember this whole ecosystem of UPSC is very stressful. I'll repeat, the ecosystem of UPSC is very stressful. Don't give yourself stress. Already people are giving you stress. Look at me, so much stress I gave you already in this morning 8 o'clock by giving you data, scaring you, so much stress I gave you. Don't give yourself that stress. Take care of yourself. Eat good food. Stay healthy. Do some activities. Don't get carried away. Okay, and then now yes, sir has asked me to keep myself happy. I'm going for movie, which is that new one, Rajnikant's movie. I'll go. Jailer. I didn't say that. I'm saying keep yourself physically, mentally, spiritually comfortable, happy. But do the things that is expected. Come out of your comfort zone and do it. But eat healthy. Many of you will start, saving money thinking that I have to plan for 2 years, 3 years and start eating bad food. You will start put on unhealthy, weight and things like that. You start staying in bad places. Okay, you start compromising on a lot of things. Don't do that. Is that understood? You should not compromise. You should take care of yourself. Only you can take care of yourself. The exam, people around you, your seniors for exam, you might have said, hey, Agala, first attempt, no chance. Oh, you have to read this many books. NCRT, start from it. You ask why should you read NCRT. Nobody knows why to read NCRT. NCRT is for foundation. Do you ask, they ask questions from NCRT? No. It is for foundation. And most of the South Indian schools are good. You don't need NCRT. Trust me, you don't need NCRT because your foundation is already strong. You are just wasting 3-4 months reading NCRTs. Because Delhi mein somebody has said NCRT is good because they don't have proper schooling system. Probably that is why their basics are not good. They don't know what is democracy. They don't know what is republic. If you know what is democracy and republic, start reading Lakshmikant. Don't have to read 6th standard NCRT, 7th standard NCRT. Because your seniors will tell, because they are here from 3 years, they have been doing that. You have to finish in 1 year and get out. Don't stay here for long. So ask why you have to do it. For example, NCRT, if you don't have the basic foundation, read NCRT. If you are a medical doctor reading 6th standard science NCRT, you are a stupid person. For example, I am just giving you an idea. If you are a science student and reading science 6th standard, you are a stupid person. If you have done BA, BA or MA in economics and you read 9th standard, 10th standard NCRT, you are the most stupid person. Just because somebody told you to read it. If you have basic foundation from your school, stick to the standard textbook like polity, Lakshmikant. History, some spectrum or something like that. One book, master it. You get it? So take care of yourself. You are responsible for your health and well-being and your success. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do. So that's one suggestion at the end that I have to tell you is make sure that you eat healthy, stay healthy, keep yourself comfortable. Even if it is a little bit expensive, borrow money for 2 years, because once you become civil servant, all of them will not even ask that money back. They'll say, no, let it be there. So you ask money if you don't have money from your friends. Don't feel shy. And you do, if you have that concept that, oh, I am troubling my parents, I have all that, don't have such stupid ideas in your mind. It's an investment. Take it as that. Whatever you do, staying healthy, good PG or good room, nearby, taking good libraries or whatever, good programs, eating good food, don't compromise. Okay, if you take my advice, stay in a room, get a cook, get healthy home cooked food. If you can afford, that's what. So I am telling you, don't think it is as a burden for your parents, look at it as an investment. They invest whatever, how much ever lakhs, imagine how much you can give back once you clear the exam. Is that okay? So keep healthy, be happy, life is beautiful. Okay, so reference books are there. I will share the welcome document. In that you will find all these names of these books. Don't have to buy. Okay, but if you want to have a good collection of books, you can do that, and you can refer it once in a while. I have read all of them. The notes will have all these information. I am just telling you because many of you will come after the class, sir, which book to read. For them it is. Okay, or somebody who likes, like me, who likes books, the smell of that nice printed book, writing the name in the first page, I like it. I collect books. If you are that person, please buy, it's not that expensive. And you can refer once in a while, because some topics I might just do it from the exam point of view. So like that you can refer. These are the books. Okay. Ember and Ember, Upadhyay, because once you clear, you can always say that I read these books. Okay, you have to also showcase that you have worked hard and all of that. So do that. For that, remember these names so that you can also tell when you are giving TV interviews and all, like read these books. You can't say that I went to class, didn't do anything, just read sir's note, I cleared. They'll say, oh, what is this? Not an intelligent person. So they'll judge you. So make sure you have all these, like everybody tells Ember and Ember. You also tell Ember and Ember I read, page to page, tell that. For that it's useful. Okay. Then Indian Anthropology, okay, Nadim Asnain and all of that. Physical Peanut, this Biological Anthropology, what I have written. Okay, so these are the books. Last one, warnings. Before you start anthropology, please do not read guidebooks. Okay, so there are a lot of guidebooks written by experts, toppers, etc. They are not good. Okay, so please don't, see, it is easy because it's very simple. You feel comfortable, but is it good from the exam? No. Those who are planning for 3-4 years, like your seniors who are staying here for 3-4 years, they can't study difficult books. It gives them, a lot of mental trauma, realizing that it is difficult. But these guidebooks are very simple and has only limited number of topics, which are easy only in the first place. So reading that gives you a lot of comfort. But exam is competitive. It does not help. Do not complicate your preparation. Keep it very simple. Strategy, system. Okay. Then do not get obsessed with case studies. Remember what you can use in the exam. Not everything. I will give you a lot of options, but don't have to remember everything. Remember what is necessary from the exam point of view. And how do you realize that? By tests. When you write test, you will know, okay, this I should remember. And stop holding information. Not only in anthropology, even in GS. As soon as you finish class and you walk and you see in Xerox shops, they will be selling all different books. I know, even I have been trapped of that, sir. It's attractive. You want to collect all of that book because you never know, that might be the question that is asked will be there in that book. Your friend will say, hey, this is very good. Like magazine only, 4 magazines you will have in your room. Yes or no, you would have gone to some bookstall, this is good. Your friend would have said this is good. Institute would have said this is good. I will tell you this is good. All 4 you will keep it. Not be able to read it, neither revise it. So don't hold information. There is so much information available today, especially in this age of technology. You Google, you will find hundreds of information on one topic. Trying to remember everything to make your answer very beautiful doesn't work. Information has a bell curve. When if you look at the graph, okay, so this is the performance and this is the information. When you don't have any information, your performance is going to be low. This is the information, the amount of information you have, and this is your performance. When you don't have any information, your performance is 0. Matlab, you are not able to write any answer. As your information increases, your performance will increase up to a point. Then you collect more information, the performance goes down because you can't process the information. Too much information, when the question is asked, you're like, what is happening? I am not able to recollect it. This is what happens. In government also, this is what the government does in the name of transparency. they give all the information. You know, you ask for go RTI and apply, say that give me this information, they'll give you 1000 pages ka document. Do whatever you want. 1000 pages, you will not be able to read it, you will, okay. So, because the processing of information becomes difficult when more information is there. So, this you have to attain. This is what I am going to help you. The right information, which is necessary, which you can remember. More information you can't remember, you can't process it, therefore you can't write good answers. Okay, so don't hoard information. This is absolutely important. Please keep this in mind. Don't read guidebooks, don't complicate your preparation, don't get obsessed, okay, with case studies. You might have seen seniors tell case studies. You have to know what to write, and information hoarding. So that's all for this orientation class. I hope, you know, morning 8 o'clock, I hope it was not too hectic for you guys to begin with. Alright, so if there is any questions, I would be happy to answer them. Yes, please.
As you mentioned that out of 8 questions, if you can only 5.
Yes.
So in that strategy, only apply for anthropology or all the options?
All the optional. Yes, but the question pattern might be a little bit different. Not too sure of other optionals.
We have classes daily
Weekdays, so we'll have classes on the weekdays. Weekend, Saturday, Sundays we won't have. You can take a break, I'll also have to take a break. Because life is beautiful. We need to, you know, we need to also enjoy. So if I am taking a break, I'll be more energized on Monday to give you a beautiful class. Same thing, Saturday, Sunday, you take it to revise the topics that we have done. We'll see, I'll give you questions, you write them, take time to revise. See, it's not like we have to hurry it up. We have time, okay, we do it so that it makes, there should be an outcome from this. Not that I finished syllabus, I have given you notes, my job is over. That's not how it works. So we need to make sure that at the end the result should be the best. So taking breaks Saturday, Sunday will help you to energize yourself and be more motivated. Yes. Anything else? So the classes will be, I think, in the mornings, and it will be on the weekdays. Each class will be for 2.5 hours. There will be workbooks. They will be given to you. One textbook that I've shown you that you have to buy. Handouts will be given to you. Workbooks will be given to you. Notes will be given to you. Dictated notes. Beginning will be giving you a lot of dictations. Those notes you'll have to write. 5 set of books you will be keeping it, okay, about 100 pages each. So that will be your approach. Anyways, those things when we start the first class I will tell you each. So maybe before we meet in the next class, you can either write in sheets and later you can spiral it. You can also keep a spiral, that's one way of doing it. Or you can use technology, meaning you can buy a tab and you can write in that. So pictures, etc., you can add into it. It's a good one. If you can afford, you can buy a tab. Otherwise, you can write in notes. So I would say sheet of papers, and at the end you can spiral it into one section ke liye one book. That's what you can do. So sheet of paper, you keep it, go back home, file it, so that it doesn't get lost. So you can go on filing, at the end you can spiral it. That's one approach. Otherwise, spiral bound books only you can buy it, and you can start writing. That's one. And unruled, obviously, without saying unruled, because the exam also will be having unruled sheets. So otherwise your sentences will take off, take down and things like that. So you get used to it. So that's how we will go in the class. So 2.5 hours classes with dictation and all of that for about 100 plus or minus, depends on you. Is that okay, guys? So you started with GS how long back? 1 month back. So still fresh to UPSC. Don't worry. So as I told you, we will make sure that you are highly motivated. So I strongly believe in that. Even when you clear, you have to clear happily. Even if you don't clear, you should not clear happily. If you are an unhappy person who cleared the exam, the society will be at loss. An unhappy IAS officer is a curse to the society. You have lot of stress and then you clear your exam and you become an unhappy IAS officer. You are going to be bound to be unethical. You are bound to be corrupt. That's what is the problem in today's society. People in power are corrupt. Why are they corrupt? They are unhappy and they find solace in being corrupt. If you are an happy person, array life, what money, array, let me do service. If you are happy, you will be motivated to do the service. That's my objective. You have to clear being happy. And if you don't clear also, if you are happy, you will achieve much more success than an IAS officer. Okay, because when you come out being happy, you will be having so much of experience and energy, you can achieve anything in life. Because nothing is a limit. IAS officers have a lot of limitations. They can't do a lot of things legally. Okay. So, unlike that, you can openly make money. You can openly spend that money. You can openly travel the world. Unlike that. So, be happy to clear also. Be happy if you don't clear also. So, that's the idea. If you are an unhappy person who is in the office, I am telling you, that's the biggest curse our society gets. And today, these days, competition is so much, people focus only on the results without focusing. That's why everybody comes, they take money from the beginning. They sell their results to institutions because they are unhappy doing it. Right? So, those things should not happen with you guys. You should be happy coming out of this whole exercise. Is that okay? So, with that, I will end today's session. Okay, so I hope it was informative. Okay, I'll see you on the 11th. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Press